Welcome back to Commanding the 99. Dive into the world of Magic the Gathering with us, where we explore deck techs, strategies, and the art of commanding your game. In the coming weeks, Wizards of the Coast is releasing a brand new Secret Lair drop. This drop is unique, as they're returning to the print-to-demand model to ensure everybody who wants one has a better shot of getting one. Plus, 50% of the sales price will be donated to the Global Fund for Women. Included in the drop is Lathril, Blade of the Elves, and the other cards seem to revolve around her. Some might say it's an elf starter deck in the making. You get a few ramp cards like Dark Ritual, Soul Ring, Cultivate, and Path of Ancestry. You also get a coat of arms and the big money card Finale of Devastation. At the time of recording, Finale of Devastation on its own is worth the price of the Secret Lair drop. With the drop seemingly focusing around Lathril, now's the perfect time to put an elf deck together. Lathril costs 2, a black and a green, for a 2/3 legendary elf noble. She has Menace, and says whenever Lathril deals damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. She also has an activated ability that if you tap her and an additional 10 elves you control, each opponent loses 10 life and you gain 10 life. Lathril is arguably one of the strongest elf commanders, and this deck tech focuses on explosive token production, powerful elf lords, and game-ending finishers that turn your board into an elf army Elrond would be proud of. Now that we've gone over the commander, it's time to look at the backbone of any elf deck, the elf lords. These are the cards that turn your token swarm into a real army, boosting your board's power and giving your elves the strength they need to overwhelm the table. Elvish Archdruid ramps your mana and pumps your entire board. Imperious Perfect adds another Anthem effect and creates elf tokens, doubling down on Lathril's game plan. Gladrim Brigade can enter and copy itself so long as you have the mana. Dwynen pumps your team and gains you life whenever she attacks, helping you stay ahead in the game. Elvish Champion gives all elves +1/+1 and Forest Walk, letting your board become unblockable against most green decks. Combined with Imperious Perfect's Anthem and token production, your army grows fast and hits even harder. Next, we look at the Planeswalkers, each one adding long-term value, token production, or mana support to keep your board growing. Nissa Vane tutors for Nissa's Chosen, gains life, and can grab every elf in your library with her ultimate. Tyvar Kell gives your elves mana abilities, creates tokens, and provides an abundance of card draw with his ultimate. Freylees creates mana dorks, removes problem artifacts and enchantments, and may draw you even more cards than Tyvar can. Now we get into the explosive part of the deck, that spells that double your board in a single cast. Elven Ambush and Elvish Promenade both create a number of elves equal to the number you already control, doubling your board instantly. The only difference is, one is an instant and one is a sorcery. Even in an elf deck, a few non-elf cards can provide essential utility and help your elf army push through defenses. Vraska Joins Up gives each creature at the time it's cast Death Touch, and the upside, drawing a card when a legendary creature connects with an opponent. Orin Frostfang gives your attacking creatures Death Touch and draws you cards when they deal combat damage. Not as specific as Vraska Joins Up, but in exchange, it costs a little bit more. Sereth gives your creatures Death Touch when they're tapped, and Hexproof when they're untapped. She can also untap a creature or land so long as you pay 1 and tap her. And finally, we reach the cards that end games. These are your finishers, the spells that turn your board from big into lethal in one turn. Kindred Summons floods the board with elves from your library, doubling your creature count instantly. Beastmaster Ascension turns your entire army into a massive threat once you attack with 7 creatures. Keep in mind, you get the buff the second the 7th counter gets placed on Beastmaster Ascension. Eldrazi Monument gives your board indestructible in evasion, making your swarm nearly impossible to stop. Coat of Arms stacks with Monument by giving every elf huge power boosts based on your creature count. Craterhoof Behemoth is the classic elf finisher, giving your entire board massive power and trample for a 1-turn kill. Triumph of the Hordes is similar but adds Infect, letting even small elves become lethal threats. We mentioned it earlier, but we can't forget Finale of Devastation. Cast it to go grab your Craterhoof Behemoth and you almost win twice. And that wraps up Lathril Blade of the Elves. With the new Secret Lair drop providing perfect support pieces, this deck becomes even more explosive, producing massive boards, powering them up with the Elf Lords, and finishing games with devastating overrun effects. If you enjoy tribal decks that scale fast, hit hard, and overwhelm the table with sheer numbers, Lathril delivers each time. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Commanding the 99.